everybody. I'm Tom Vessel.
I'm Z Garcia.
Sam Healy. What's up, folks? Welcome back.
Welcome to our continuing series of the 12 Games of Christmas. Today we're talking about strategy games.
What? Strategy games?
Well, you know, sometimes you're looking for games with strategy. Just to be clear, we're doing two lists here.
We have to because we got strategy, we got heavy strategy. Is that what we're calling it? Advanced strategy. I'm sorry. And I need delineation between those two things. So strategy, yeah, these games are going to make you think a little bit. Advanced strategy is going to be for the ones who really want something to dig into. They're a little bit longer, a little bit crunchier.
Lifelong gamers of sorts.
Like each game will take one lifetime. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Not necessarily.
This list here, though, strategy games that you can get, you want to play, you want to think, and when you beat your opponent, you're like, that was all me. Or mostly me.
That's not what this list is about.
Not this one.
That's not really in the spirit
The advanced strategy
of
one is probably closer to
Well, either way. So we picked 12 games between the three of us, 4 games each.
Yep. And those 12 games can be found somewhere on the internet today. You could actually go by and try Cool Stuff Incorporated. They're probably going to have it. They don't have it, go somewhere else.
CoolStuffInc.com.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Hey, good news. This is the 8th video of this that we've recorded, and it's another chance to win a $50 gift certificate to Cool Stuff.
Ooh.
And you can do that. So we've been talking throughout these about the Gstone app. This is like a social media style app that's all sorts of things. You can rank games on it. You can create game clubs. Today we want to talk about something else you can do on this app, and that's you can make an event. So this is great for me because I'm getting tired of using Meetup to make events all the time. Here I can make an event. There's 2 types. You can make a public event. That's when I let Sam and Z come. A private event just for me and my friends.
The spirit of the holiday is suddenly dead.
No, but
no, it's fine. I'll show up anyway.
Yeah, it's true. But a public event you can create, and then anybody who also has the app might say, oh, wow, I'm looking for a game meetup to go to.
Yep.
And the private one, then you can just invite the people you want to come to that.
Yeah. That's the idea. Again, the app is about trying to bring people together so you can find each other and enjoy something that is very social.
Do this, join the app, and you have a chance to win. We'll announce the winners on December 2nd. But what games would you want to play there? We'll start with Sam. Tell us a good strategy game to be playing.
My first pick is a game called Judge Dredd. Helter Skelter.
I don't believe Judge Dredd has the Christmas spirit.
He depends.
Depends if you do it within the
law.
lines of the law. Yeah,
He is the law.
Then
Yes.
sure.
So there you have it. Now, this is a little bit of a misnomer because this isn't just about the Judge Dredd comic books from 2000 AD. It actually takes 4 different franchises, I guess you could say, from the 2000 AD comic book series and puts them all together. So it's not just Judge Dredd, it's also, I can't remember the names of all of them, but there's 4 different factions, 4 different comic book series that are mentioned here. But it's a really cool area control-ish type of thing where you're trying to, if you've played Wildlands, this is based on Wildlands. Just has the 2000 AD comic books wrapped around it. So it's a little bit of an area control-ish, move around, accomplish different kinds of goals, kill stuff, that type of stuff. So it's very much a fun game. I really enjoyed it. Judge Dredd, Helter Skelter.
I'm going to give you a pick if you want to build stuff instead of kill stuff. This is a game called Planet.
So wait. You can't kill people in Christmas games?
Of course you can. I'm just giving people an option. When it comes to killing, options is always good. Planet is a really neat looking game in which every player is going to have this spherical-ish shape in front of them that you can basically hold. You're going to be manipulating it. And it is covered in magnets. You're going to be drafting these tiles, slapping them on there. They are magnetic. You will build that. It's a very cool looking game, and you are trying to build different continents, having the landscapes make larger groups and score victory points. If you want an experience that is both thinky but quick and tactile, you're not going to go wrong with Planet.
That wasn't a sphere.
All right, let's zoom in to just one city. Now we're talking about Era Medieval Age, another building game. Ooh. In this game, you're building a city, and you're going to be doing that by rolling dice. Think kind of Yahtzee style, where you roll some dice, and then you're going to use the different symbols that you roll on those dice to build a three-dimensional city here. You plug it in those little pegboards, and sometimes when you build a specific building, it will give you another die that you can use. You know, some blue buildings will give you blue dice, yellow buildings, yellow dice, etc. And sometimes you'll roll swords on your dice and you go attack the other players and steal their hard-earned resources for yourself. It's fun, it's fast, it works really well, and you have that nice, ooh, look at that city I built at the end. That's Era Medieval Age.
Cool. My number 2 is a game called Hadara. Hadara.
Ooh, that's a pretty cover.
This has a really cool, I don't know, I guess you could call it a rondel system where you are going to be drafting different cards from these different areas of the board and adding them to your tableau. You're really just trying to get an engine going to score points, but it's really cool, looks great on the table, and it's very fun. That's the best thing I can say about it. That's Hadara.
I think very fun's always a good thing to put on a game.
It looks like it. Shut up.
Yeah, well, that's what you said about planning, you meanie pants.
It's a sphere. It's clearly not a sphere. It's a.
Well, you know what? Let's talk about something else.
Deck the halls with as a holly. Make your next pick.
This game does have spheres, and that's a game called Parks. There's no spheres in there, but
parks are rectangular places where you go put your car.
No, a national park.
Oh!
And in this game, it's all about celebrating those national parks. This game is covered in absolutely jaw-dropping artwork, and you are simply traversing different locations. You can advance as far as you want to down the trail, but you can never backtrack. And jumping out front might nab you something you really need, but you might be skipping a great spot to do so. Collect resources, cash them in for park visitations, try to score the most victory points. If you know somebody who is a big lover of the outdoors, they love the national parks, this would make a fantastic gift. So, parks.
A specific park here would be Barron Park.
That's
a bear park.
Look at that.
Just trying
We didn't even plan that.
I keep everything together.
I'm gonna one up Z. No, this is a very different style game. You have a bear park that people are gonna come into and visit bears, but it's a tile laying game. So if you like Tetris and games like that, in this game you are putting these tiles down, trying to fill up all the spots of your park with different types of bears. Each game's gonna have different goals that you're trying to reach. You know, I might want a certain kind of bear, or have different bear enclosures next to each other. Mm-hmm. This one is a lot of fun. It's fairly strategic, and yet the rules are pretty light. It's easy to get into. I really enjoy it each time I play it, and I like the theme. I don't know if I've ever been to a bear park.
Well, the theme is barely there. So
what? A bear park would be very, boring. I do like how you start with a bear park.
Great.
And then you end with a bear park.
Too many puns! Over to you!
Okay. My number 3
wow.
is... Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. My third pick is a game called Wayfinders. Now, Wayfinders is new from Pandasaurus Games, and it is a really neat, also area control-ish type of game where you're trying to control these different islands, but you don't have to necessarily, you just have to have presence on them, I guess. You're not necessarily controlling them, but you're also trying to get these different engines working that will score you more points at the end of the game. Some of the places score you points during, but most of them score you points at the end. It's a really fun game. It's a little bit of a head burner or a brain burner rather, because a lot of those things that score at the end of the game, you don't realize how powerful they are until they actually score. Then the next game, you're like, I'm going for that this time. So that's my number 3, Wayfinders.
All right, my next pick, we are going to travel to a fantastical woodland sort of meadow when you are visiting Everdell. In this land, a lot of little critters live and work, and you are going to be drafting cards, gathering resources, and then building these constructions and hiring the people that work there in order to develop your own little society and score the most victory points. Again, like I said about my previous pick, gorgeous game. Really interesting. Lots of worker placement choices, as well as what you take, how you combo things together. Really like this one a lot. Scales very nicely also, so if you've only got a couple of players for one of your sessions, this is going to do the trick. It's going to work very well. So there you go, Everdell. Look into it.
Cool. I think on almost every list that we've done here, I put something about food. So I will continue. It's Christmas. Chocolate Factory. Chocolate Factory is a game in which you're running a chocolate factory. So this is what we call an engine building game, where you're building a little factory and changing different things to others, but you have a moving conveyor belt. So the different crates are going to move down this conveyor belt, and you are changing one type of, you're changing cocoa beans to cocoa, and then changing that to different types of chocolate, and changing that to wrapped chocolate with nuts, and then putting that in bags. And the whole thing is really fun. It's a pretty quick game. You draft some cards, then run your factory, changing the chocolate around, and then selling it to stores.
I like it.
You don't need any, so it's a very calorie-free style game.
Could you play with actual chocolate?
Are you asking if I could play with actual chocolate?
No, could someone?
Yeah, sure. Someone who has strong self-control.
Yeah, and doesn't
like, how come you're not winning? I don't know.
I ate out my victory points. What do you got, Sam?
All right. My last pick here is going to be a game called Rise of Tribes from Breaking Games. This one is a kind of on a lower end scale of a civilization game, where you're going to take your tribe. You have your own special ability that you can do, or you can all play kind of a vanilla version. You all have your own player color, basically. But I usually play where everybody has their own special ability, and you're just trying to further the cause of your tribe over everybody else's. There's different things that will happen as different kinds of tiles come up, and it's really a fun game. Like I said, on the light side of a civilization game. So if you like civilization games and you want to get somebody in, this might be a good first stepper for those heavier civilization games that are out there. But that's it. Rise of Tribes.
All right, my final pick here is a game called Res Arcana, and this is, like I said in my previous pick, if you enjoy combinations, you'll like Everdell. Well,
yes.
You need to enjoy combinations and really have that be the thing you love watching thrive to get into Res Arcana. And boy, do I, this game's going to give you that. You are collecting resources, but you always do so through actions on the cards you've played out in front of you. And you are working with very little. You have a small deck of cards of about 8 cards that you will draft at the beginning of the game, and you have to make sure those 8 things just work well together, like a well-oiled machine. You just have to go to 10 victory points. You do that first, you win the whole thing. Nice fantasy setting, lots of tension and turn angst while people do things that you're hoping they don't take away what you want to do. Love it. Really fantastic, tension-filled game, Res Arcana.
It is fantastic. For our final game here, we're going to take all theme out. Here's a game, if you want to give someone a game that looks like a classic game, but it's fairly new, that's called Shobu. This is a game that looks like almost like it's sold at Cracker Barrel. There's a rope in the middle, and there's 4 sections, and you have the black stones or the white stones, and you need to push your opponent's stones off the board. But you do that by moving stones on another board. You move one stone on one board, which pushes a stone on the other board. It's kind of a cool mechanism. It's very easy to teach and learn, but offers some really deep, thoughtful play. I really like this one. And like I said, it has the feeling of if someone said, when was this game designed? I'd be like, 1860? No, 2019. Right. So it's a pretty neat game and a nice strategic game to get for yourself or friend.
If you like those clean aesthetics, that kind of, that rustic feel to a game that you can leave out on the coffee table, this is a great candidate for that.
All right, strategy games. Get them. They're all really cool games. Check out all of our lists. We've done 8 other lists, and you'll be able to find out more games to play with other people. And don't forget the contest that we mentioned at the beginning of this episode. Until then, though, I'm Tom Vassell.
I am Z Garcia.
Sam Healy. See you on the flip side, folks. Take care.
Thanks so much for watching another Dice Tower video. If you enjoy our videos, subscribe to the channel for more fun, comprehensive board game coverage. Also, consider joining us at one of our events. Come to Dice Tower Retreat, a small, intimate gathering where gaming is king. Join us for Dice Tower Cruise, the largest board game cruise. Attend Dice Tower West in Las Vegas for gaming fun on the West Coast, or Dice Tower East in Orlando in sunny Florida. Dice Tower Conventions, the friendliest gaming conventions on Earth. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.